placement. Going to be playing inhibitor, doing a little bit of taunt action that happened just in this latest patch. Here we go. I'm going to press the start record button for the stream so we can have some footage. And let's get this baby started. So get to the choppa, says Wisteria. A lot of, friendly banter going on before this tournament starts. I'm not sure we'll see that in the later ends because I believe there's some prize money on the line here for this ESL Cup. First blood does go to Jolts, and we're going to see a lot of action starting to pick up right now. Everybody's going in on the fight, and Scriff looking for a way in. Here we go. Get those rage stacks off onto Jolts. He's not pressuring Oswald. Going to be switching targets. Very nice job right there. Alchemist is being pressured, but nice retreat back. Scriff going to try and reset. Jolts might be in a little bit too deep. He's going to try and get on to Malachor. Everything's looking fine right now. Wisteria going on to Oswald, making sure that nothing happens. And I believe something gets interrupted right there. No. And we are going to be seeing one guy have a full ultimate. Can he use it in the corner against Malachor? Let's see. It could get a triple hit. Yes, there it is. Tempo Lockdown comes out onto Jolts as well. He's going to be CC'd. And it looks like they're all going to go onto Oswald, but no. Great kills from Jolts and one guy. And we're going to see a little bit of a minor reset as they're still just hitting each other with some M1s. Wisteria and Script going to body block Oswald against the wall. We got the Chronoflux coming out as well, and still nothing able to happen. Great dodge and get out right there. But the pressure is still on. Scriff trying to still do what he can against these two. Wisteria trying to hit Oswald from max range. Gets a couple hits off with his ultimate. Scriff trying to distract one guy in the meantime. And these guys are very low on the Worm team. Let's see what they can do. Scriff trying to take out one Jolts. In the meantime, Wisteria off in the goo. Could be going down pretty soon, though. He's just trying to heal up with an M2. That did get nerfed, so you don't heal quite as much. And oh my gosh, Script does go down from Jolts, but Jolts is one hit from death. And oh no! Malachor dies with his full ultimate, and that was an action-packed round for the first game in this ESL Cup. We do have a little bit of a celebrate emote there from Osklal. You can definitely taunt your opponents and show off some fancy animations there at the end of the games. So, woo, Taz, intense action at the first beginning. Let's see how you handle it, buddy.
Two Thorn ultis from one guy, and Cold Team was still hanging in there until the very end, where they finally combined all their abilities together. Finally got the entry level kill, and once you get the entry kill, it's a lot easier going 2v3 than it is 3v3, obviously. So again, we're gonna have one guy here, Mud walking in, trying to make something happen. He's very tanky on that Thorn. If they can put damage on him, I think the rest of his team will be in much better shape. But look at Wisteria just sitting on OSQ lull in the back. We do have ultimate on Scriff and Wisteria. Look for a combo ultimate here. We're gonna see if Scriff does his he does actually hit that time though, so he's not going to drop his usual whiff across the board. But here we go, Jolts ulting. Scriffin could be in a lot of trouble here. The shield is going to go up on him. He should be fine for now. Malachor sitting back there healing, using the spacebar for the heals. Also, nice positioning while healing his team at the same time, so great job by him getting that through. The taunt comes out in OSQ. Oh, but Scriff whiffs his rage stack. I think that could have been the end of OSQ if they would have landed that. But again, Wisteria with the ultimate, he is going to hit that treacherous root zone. He is going to get disabled a little bit because of that. But one guy does have his dead roots available. We'll see if he decides to combo this here on his Scriff. It looks like he's looking for a spot here. This could be the spot to look for. And here come the dead roots. He's going to split the team in half right now. Could be a really dangerous situation for the Cold Team. Scriff is going to have to run around the dead roots, and they actually are going to be in decent shape. But a kill is going to come out in Wisteria, maybe a little bit too far away, as Malachor was channeling his lockdown, and unfortunately couldn't get the heals off in time. They were so close to having an entry kill here. Oh, SQ, one more hit. Oh, what a barrier right there. Barely able to save OSQ there from death. And that could have been a different situation if that did happen. But either way, a 3v1 situation. This is going to be another round for the Worm team.
Yeah, it was really close. Uh-oh. Something happened. Okay, yeah, I'm all tabbed out. I'm going to turn Taz's mic down just a teeny bit, just because people are saying it's pretty loud. And here we go. That was intense coming out from one guy. I mean, if you noticed, everybody high TPS, they're all in there. They're all in the fight. They're not just trying to zone each other out. You don't have any nomads, so you just got to go, straight in, balls to the wall, and, do as much M1 damage, try and control and change targets as quick as possible. It really does help that, you have that spell lock. I'd like to see a little bit more coordination from Wisteria and Scriff in the later parts of the game. They have it early and they get that advantage, but they lose it. They change targets at the last second, and that's causing them to lose. So here we go. We're going to have to see what's going to happen to Donors by Heart if they can overcome their hardships and take one round. Wisteria already ulting right now, and getting some great hits off onto Jolts. but he was weakened during that time, so not doing the most damage. One guy is at 50% HP. Look at this, Jolt's at 50%, and now here we go. Great heroic strike from Scriff, not missing anything. Good reflect back onto Jolts into the temporal lockdown. This is fantastic play by Donors by Heart. They are looking like a completely different team at this point. They just comboed ultimates left and right, their CCs, and they were hitting every ability perfectly. So that one ended a bit quicker, and with the numbers stacking in favor to Donors by Heart, making it a 2-1 in the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, Scriff 500 damage on Vanguard. He toppled everyone, and that's pretty remarkable. A lot of it due to the heroic charge. 100 damage on one heroic charge, that is remarkable. That just shows the potential of the AoE on it when you get grouped together. Plus, I think he hit a 50 onto the Alchemist, or close to it. So that's painful right there. That's a lot of burst, and a full ult, if it does get a full, then obviously you're gonna be hurting because of it. But again, they're gonna be going on Scriff this round. Jolts and one guy really jumping on him right off the bat and then dropping him to half HP. He's gonna use that shield bash, new ability, kind of new ability, and doing a decent job of it. He is not keeping away from it. Nice bubble right there from Malachor, reflecting quite a few hits back into one guy, his teammate's face. So one guy is now amplified a little bit here, but look at OSQ, could get taken down. He does get taken down. Nice ult from Wisteria into the M2 combo to finish off the stacks. So that is going to be the entry kill they need, and one guy knows he's in trouble right now. He's just going to get intercepted, killed, and right now, Team Donors by Heart really coming back here. It seems like they found their groove. They've gotten the rhythm in their favor, and they are really warmed up now and looking for blood.
Dude, I tell you right there, Wisteria just got his ultimate early on so quickly, with the rune spawning 20 seconds into the round rather than 40 seconds. He popped in there real quick. The fight for the mid did happen. He just used his Wuju, got that extra 30 energy, was able to get the ult early, and that caused Osklal and Jolts to run around a little bit more, get a little bit out of position. Scriff was trying to finish him up. Good job right there. Not going to trigger that Wuju, and Scriff now has an opportunity to go and get onto somebody. That barrier did come up, so he went on to one guy, still just trying to CC him, waiting for that opportunity to jump onto the Alchemist and destroy him with some rage stacks. Here we go. Wisteria going to go in, balls deep. He's going to use his Runic Confusion, get half of it blocked by the roots, but man, he's just getting out of the fight, and he's already got Jolt so low. Osklal just trying to throw out spam heals, not even thinking about deadly injections or sleeps at this point. Jolt's going to counter with his own ultimate, going to get Wisteria down to about 25% HP. Here we go. Osklal still spamming heals. Heroic charge did come out. Osklal in a very large bit of trouble, and we have the temporal lockdown. Going to keep Osklal from healing, going to keep that amplify on him. Goo comes out in the meantime, as one guy did go down, and this is it. Coming back from a 3-2 and gonna be, or a 2-0, and they're gonna make it 3-2 in their favor for the round. Good job by Donors by Heart coming back into this fight, and by no means was it easy to do that. GG, well played, do come out, and I believe we're gonna go on to the next map. The ESL did change up their tournament system from the last time I did it a couple months ago. It is gonna be pretty much the same format that BL Gaming has done it for months. Double elimination, best of 3 in terms of maps, and just always having the winners and losers meet up in the grand finals. The winners, the winner of the winners bracket and the winner of the losers bracket meeting up in the grand finals, and etc. But Taz, for the first rounds in this ESL Cup, what are you thinking so far in terms of potential of this game and what's been happening with this new patch?
This new patch definitely changed a lot of dynamics around. While it did, I don't think it really changed how powerful some teams still are. Like triple range setup, for instance, I still think is insanely powerful. Nomad was nerfed on the X-Strike, which was a very... You can't say enough about Nomad. He's just so good at everything he does. But, now he only stuns on the way out from X-Strike. That could help a little bit. The damage is still there, obviously. And, the Gunners are still very popular. Psychopomp didn't get nerfed a whole lot. I don't think she got nerfed at all. I can't remember. But, so far in this tournament, this match has turned out to be amazing. So these guys really evenly matched. And I noticed Donors by Heart started really getting those wins quickly as Scriff started using Battle Shout more frequently. So, helping out Malachor when it needed to. It's a lot of extra heals, to be quite honest, and I think that shows a lot for his team.
Yeah, Psychopomp did get nerfed quite a bit, and we'll go over some patch notes during this whole tournament because, you know, it's a good time to talk about it, and maybe if there's some downtime. We do have Rex's helping admin this tournament, so it's not going to be quite like their first one where we were waiting around all day and I was trying to attempt to solo cast. You know, I got my buddy Taz with me, and we are ready to go, as this is the second map, going to be on Tubaku, the Fallen Fortress. First Blood is going to go by one guy, and he is just going to get, you know, a little bit shut down, got feared out, and he's already at 50% HP. Gets the barrier, though, going to keep Scriff from doing any kind of damage, and Scriff now at 50% HP, even after using the Battle Shout. We'll have to see how Malcor can try and keep him up. So it looks like they're just going after Scriff. Malcor is a weak target, though. Nice expulsion, going to keep all of his targets back. Here we go. Oswald does have the goo. Wisteria going to use his ultimate onto Jolts, and that's going to get interrupted by Wuju, as it looks like, Malcor could be in trouble. One guy is on him. Nice pull, and Clarity back into it, and he could be going down pretty soon. He might not be able to get his temporal lockdown out, as, Jolts could be going down. No, good dodge of the pull. Wisteria not going to be getting any chances off today. Temporal Lockdown does come out, misses everybody, so that's no good. That could be changing the whole game around as a second Thorn Ultimate comes out. Oswald in the meantime just sitting back and pretty, throwing out artillery heals. Wisteria going to try and hit Oswald right there, followed up by Scriff, and great team coordination. Jumped in, got that slow onto him, but no, Scriff goes down in the meantime. I thought he was going to be able to reflect or at least survive. Not going to happen, as it is a 2v2 situation. Two tanks versus a healer and a tank. We'll have to see, you know, if they can outlast, because that's really what it's going to count on. Wisteria and Malcor have to just try and not take burst damage, and that could be happening right here, and one guy completely whiffs his ultimate, but can they get the kill? And oh no, he just spaced out in the meantime. Good pull right there, and are they going to be able to do it? Can Jolts get that extra damage off that they need? One guy needs to throw out some healing roots. There it is. It's going to keep the Worm team into the fight. And man, this game is getting very down to the wire. You know, any more damage and the Worm team is going to go down because they don't have reliable heals like Malcor can throw out. And there it is. Wisteria getting the kill. Going to be throwing out the Rune of Confusion. And at that time, Malcor is just going to kill him with some Fairy Dust. So good play right there. Almost going into sudden death. Man.
Yeah, that was some pretty clutch projectile tossing right there. You know, it really came down to really the inhibitors that fight. Thorn was doing his best to make something happen, but he was whiffing a lot of abilities, and you know, inhibitor can easily be very mobile with his M1s and M2s, as you know, he can just throw them, you know, avoid, throw one, avoid, throw one, avoid, and that's very, you know, top tier. If you notice the inhibitor play, they'll just throw one, move out of the way, throw one, move out of the way. So you know, being that, they don't have a lot of abilities that take a long time to channel or cast. So either way, great play by Wisteria, really pulling it out for his team right there, especially Malcor, you know, able to help him out. And already we see one guy in Wisteria with ultimates. Wisteria is going to let his fly. Scriff, cross the board. A maximum damage heroic charge right there on OSQ low. And he needs to be careful. He's just got a full rage stack on him right now. One guy again with the ultimate. Malcor in big trouble. He is going to go down to dead roots right there. Nothing he could do. His team was like on the other side of the map, I think, not near him. So he took the full brunt of whatever people were going to give him right there. And Scriff still trying to take OSQ. I think they need to find maybe Wisteria to help him out take OSQ, because apparently I don't know if Scriff has the ability to take him out by himself, especially with support. So that's going to be how that one goes. And, you know, Worm team coming back here after, I think, losing 4 rounds in a row. So they're going to be back into this one.
Yeah, they are going to be back into this one. And that little giggle from Alchemist is just out of control. I feel like that was just there for Rex. I mean, if Rex did play Alchemist, he'd be using that 24/7. And funny fact, even while you're in capped, you can use emotes. So if like you get capped by Inji, you know, for 3.2 seconds, you can still do emotes. But here we go. We're going to see Wisteria try and get in on the fight. Good deadly injection from Oswald, trying to be a little bit offensive while healing Jolt. It's going to get Wisteria back into the fight, or back out from the fight. And Malcor going to change sides. And it looks like, we had a reflected wall burst, and Jolts could be going down very shortly, but Malcor did take a bunch of damage. He's going to pop for a little bit because of that deadly injection. My screen is lagging a teeny bit, as this is just particle heaven over here in these rounds for the ESL 3v3 Cup. Jolts still staying alive somehow. Battle shot from Scriff, and he's already lost all that temporary HP he got from his EX. We'll have to see again. One guy has another ultimate. He's going to get on to Malcor. Malcor has no space. He's going to get pulled in. Can he go down? Are they going to trade healers? Is Oswald going to go down in the same time? No, he is not. He is just going to be able to run around. You know, got the little potion madness. He's getting some speed from that barrier, able to dodge. And now Wisteria and Script did not cover for their healer. I did not see a runic barrier come out. Could have changed up something in the game. So it's 2-1. Malachor saying he's got 1 frame per second, and that's not allowing him to heal quite as well. We'll see what they decide about that one.
Well, they decided, I think, to stick it at 2-1, and most likely they'll have a forfeit right here, just to end the rounds, and it'll be 2-1 going into the next map. But you know, as we were maybe as some people maybe mentioned or noticed, Malachor's wasn't those last couple rounds he wasn't playing to his full potential. I mean, he was getting caught out real bad, not able to space out, whatnot. So it was rough for the last couple rounds for them. What was that? Was that tape recorder?
Oh, me? No, that was me drinking a Capri Sun pouch. I forgot to mute my mic.
I was like, what the heck was that? I guess people are saying my mic is loud still, so I don't know.
It's still loud?
I turn it down all the time. Like, every time I do a cast with you, I keep turning it down, so.
Alright, well, I'll keep turning you down on my end because, I don't know, apparently you're very loud for some odd reason. I mean, didn't have much time to do the audio level testing.
Turn it down a little bit again.
Alright, is that good? Testing, 1, 2. I mean, you guys have to tell me these things in the live stream. I mean, some people are just like, it's way loud, but like, how loud is it? You know, like, how much should I turn it down? So,
right. I guess people are saying better now, so that's a good thing, I guess.
All right, yeah, we got you covered. Don't you worry, buddy. We got everybody covered. And yeah, this tournament did start 2 hours before it normally does. I did not have adequate time to do testing. And I was out hanging with Foda. He actually visited Atlanta because he has a business conference he has here. So I was hanging out with him till like 3 a.m. But anywho, that's another story for another time. We are going to be redoing this map. Malachor did reconnect. Hopefully he does have more frames per second. Some people do have gerbils, you know, running their computer. You know, muskrats sometimes if they're fancy. They don't quite have the i7 and, you know, the latest motherboard to go along with it. As we are going to be, you know, having this again 2-1 in favor of the Worm team, and their team name is Ringety Rang versus, you know, the Cold team's Donor by Heart. So Osclaw, one guy, Jolts, you've seen him around in different tournaments on different teams. They finally decided to join together, and yes, you can spam your emotes all day. I'm sure Scriff is calling out for his whiskey or had a little bit too much whiskey to drink, and that's why he is spamming out those emotes like that. So I don't know. Never give a guy who has a sword and board too much to drink. He'll just go wild.
Yeah, Viking style.
Viking style. Yes, them Vikings. All right. Well, here we go. Taunt to pull right there. That was sort of an interesting mechanic to see Jolts just walk across the screen. And we're going to get this next one started. One guy just going to space over. Maybe think about trying to help Jolts out. Not going to need it, though. Jolts is looking okay. He's already down to 50% HP right now, though, because that Wuju was not triggered. Wisteria going to use his ultimate. Going to get stopped in the dead roots. Malachor does not have a space to get out of there. He's already at 50% HP. Can get capitalized so easy by slows. He's going to space to the other side. Hopefully one guy isn't going to follow. No, they are going to be distracted. They like to see this huge Scriff guy right in front of their face. He's going to jump. Couldn't get much out. And again, one guy has another ultimate. How in the world does he get so much energy so quickly? Here we go. Lockdown probably could come out anytime soon just to lock down some targets and to keep the damage up. Wuju on the Runic Infusion on the Wisteria. And man, all these ultimates are being interrupted except for one guy's, you know, because his just stay on the ground. So very good, quick reactions from both of these teams to make sure that they're not letting their opponents do the max damage possible. Osclaw trying to face off with Script down here. And oh, they do take out Jolts, but in the meantime, they take out Malachor, and it is just going to be a 2-to-1 situation. Guys are dying left and right. I cannot keep up with the pace of this game. And wow, one guy almost took out Wisteria. This is the time they need to lock it up. Try and, you know, get that extra HP, and yeah, there you go. Good job trying to cover for each other, using all the abilities that help give some health. Just because one more hit and he's dead. Look at that. Fungal spores. Just you cannot just try and kill a Thorn. You cannot just try and kill one opponent if they're left out on the field, because then you are going to be stuck. You're going to be hit by something, and oh, great reflect right there. You can go down. But Scriff, no, he's Goomba stomping the easy mode.
Goomba stomp.
Ghetto Goomba stomp with the Vanguard. I forgot what exactly his spacebar is called, but regardless, it is good.
It used to be called Leap Attack way back in the day. Remember that?
Leap Attack? Yeah, that's true.
what do they call it now? Leap attack. Oh my God.
Still called leap attack. Yeah. He's pouncing on his opponents like a tiger.
I think they should call it belly flop or something. But anyway, you know, Scriff doing his thing, going in there, using his spacebar leap attack, aka just jumping in there, trying to take the damage because, you know, Vanguard takes it so well, especially now with his EX battle shout. You forget about it, man. Take damage, get it right back. So, and that's for the whole group, and it slows everyone around him. So, I mean, it's just huge utility. And Scriff already with an ultimate here. We're going to see if he wants to whiff a heroic charge right here. Wisteria throwing out the ult, whiff, and that really bad. And one guy, again, you know, this guy's king of getting ultimates over and over. He's got another ultimate ready. Jolt's also sitting with a Runic Infusion waiting to come off here. I think he needs to use it before he goes down. Oh, what was that? Was that a time? That was a lockdown. Wow, I didn't notice that's what it looked like. So, Jolt's still sitting at about 25% HP here. Scriff doing his own thing. He's kind of... They're not really working together right now, Scriff and Wisteria. They're just kind of doing their own fights across the map. And actually, one guy is going to ultimate right on Scriff, but Scriff's just going to jump out of it. Here we go. Wisteria Scriff going on to OSQ low right here. But Scriff decides it's best to change targets as the barriers do come out onto the Alchemist. So right now, Jolts could be in big trouble. Nice Wuju right there. He does have a barrier. And they're trying to stay on him, but it looks like one guy's going to jump in the way and make sure they do not hit him, or at least body block. And actually, Scriff, in the meantime, is going to get taken out instead. So maybe a little bit too much aggression happened. And because of that, they were able to take out Scriff right there and also Wisteria. So that was a nice turnaround from the Worm team. I thought the Worm team was really hanging by a thread, and all of a sudden they come back and they just stomp them. So great play there, and I think that's 1-1 in maps now.
Yep, that is going to be 1-1 in maps. Remember, guys, they were 2-1 before they had to reset because Malachor, he had some computer issues. You are allowed a little bit of a reset if you just need to reconnect, maybe help your computer, something, you know, give it a little bit of attention, then finally get back into the game, because not everybody has the latest PCs here in Bloodline Champions. And speaking of that, you can actually run this game on some lower-end PCs, which is nice, but it's also so pretty when you have everything pumped up to high like I do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, max settings
all
on everything.
All day, every day.
But, you know, it is 1-1 in the maps. I'm going to update that on the little scoreboard at the bottom. Guys, you know, this is Cast with a K and Tazosaurus commentating here for the ESL 3v3 Prepare for Battle Cup. ESL has been getting a little bit more involved in Bloodline Champions. They did throw out a tournament a couple months ago that went okay at best, but, you know, right now they're stepping up their game. They're doing a good job. They contacted us. They're just like, hey, yo, let's stream this tournament. We're going to make it good. We're going to have in-game prizes. I believe prizes are like Funcom points or blood coins. So
they were advertising 250,000 blood coins in prizes.
So. 250,000 blood coins in prizes?
Yeah, 1,000.
Wow.
That's a lot of freaking blood coins.
You can buy the...
yeah, you can buy the Tiger-Blooded Warlock title and be like Sheen.
Tiger-Blooded Warlock? Yeah,
that's
the diamond title
this week.
like $100. That's huge. I mean, and that's great to see ESL pick up some stuff. SK Gaming, they're also helping out with, you know, sponsoring a team to go to DreamHack. And as well, I mean, more people are viewing Bloodline Champions. We had Total Biscuit do a somewhat of a review of first impression of Reaver. Personally, he doesn't explain what the skills do, but at least we get another fancy commentator looking at this game and trying to promote it, so can't complain about that.
Even though you're trying to.
Yeah. Trying to. All right.
Looks like they're going to be playing the little range game at first. Chair Scriff is going to get baited out by one guy. Nice job using those treacherous roots. Had a good time making sure Scriff stays put for the time being. But look at Scriff right in the middle of everybody right now. Just good shield, though, from Wisteria. Going to stun one guy. One guy's just going to keep M1ing, though. That's a huge energy gain, if you notice. And already got his ultimate available. Wisteria is going to let it loose. And one guy, look at his life, dropped to 25% so quickly right there. And Malachor does have his ulti. Very rare that he does actually use that, though. Maybe since the change, he's going to use it a lot more, though. Depends. We'll see. Actually, it does come out. Actually, you see the black on the ground come up, kind of like a black volcano, and it does actually stun, and I like that better. And actually, as I was talking, Jolts does get taken up from Scriff and Wisteria, coming together here on the right side of the map, making it happen, and a battle shot there from Scriff, making sure his team stays alive. You know, a 2v3 situation, you can lose still. It's not a guaranteed win. You have to make sure you play to your best because, you know, the other team, they could easily come back and make you look bad afterwards. So you got to always be watchful that they don't come back and take advantage of low HPs. And with Battle Shot, obviously, that's extra heals from a non-healer plus the healer, Malachor. healing over too. So easy round there for Team Donors by Heart. Yeah, you speak of manly Vanguard. You see the Cole team right there, just sitting in dead roots. Like, I'm not afraid of you. 1v3, no problem. I'm just gonna come into your roots and beat you if you're gonna try and hide in them. So a little bit of funny there, since Scriff was probably the only person that could hit him through dead roots, since all projectiles get basically absorbed by the dead roots, sustaining them that much longer, even though it really doesn't have anything to do with it. But they do eat all projectiles. So. Again, Scriff is just going to be jumping in here, taking the aggressive stance from Jolts. He's taking all the damage from Jolts. One guy trying to get on Wisteria, not going to make a whole lot out of that, but already one guy with an ultimate here. That is ridiculous how fast he gets that. And looking to find good placement for it. Wisteria going to drop his ultimate, let it fly, and OSQ taking a lot of stacks right there. They need an M2 to finish it, but no, one guy is going to split the court with that. And look at Scriff. His damage is so insane. He went down so fast right there, even with heals. Absolutely stood no chance right there, and Lockdown is going to come out. Nice to see Malcor starting to use Lockdown again instead of just EX Fear over and over. But already with Scriff down, this one looks like it's going to be a really strong round for Ringity Ring Rang, something like that. So, right?
Ringity Rang, yeah.
Ringity Rang.
And,
so yeah, that was a rough round for Donors by Heart. They just got dropped so quickly, and a lot of that had to do, I think, with one guy getting that ultimate so quickly. I think within 10 seconds had an ultimate. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when Thorn gets the pull. He's able to get mushrooms off you. Once you're standing there immobilized, he can just shoot his fungal spores. It slows you. He walks up to you, M1s all day. And the energy gain from his M1 is pretty significant. So it just makes him such a beast if he gets that pull off. He can do so many things. You're forced to space away. He can space right back in. And I mean, look at this. And he's just going to M1. He heals himself when he does, so he's not afraid to just like go in and do that. But right now, Scriff has his ultimate, Wisteria almost looking to have his, so they're up in the energy war because, those rage stacks do give quite a bit of damage as well as energy hitting the taunts and everything like that. And completely smurfed ultimate right there, but Wisteria following up with his, going to keep Oswald out of the fight. One guy does have his ultimate. Is he going to use it now? Yes, after Wisteria and Scriff try and pressure him a bit. Here we go, and Jolt's going to get sitting on top of a Chronoflux. Great one by Malcor, going to reflect the ultimate back into his face. One team's having a hard time trying to stay alive right now. Temporal Lockdown comes out, misses everybody though. As I'm just, spamming my camera around, everybody's walking all over the place. Wisteria gonna unleash a full ultimate into one guy, hits about 3 strikes. Scriff with the battle shout. They're gonna go on the Oswald right now. One guy used his ultimate. There's no reason for them to stay. And here we go again. Split DPS. They're not gonna go on the Oswald. They keep changing it up. Wisteria spaces towards there, then just decides to turn around. Not sure what they're thinking, splitting their DPS. But hey, they're in a good spot right now, but it can turn around. One guy not using his ultimate as well. The Thorn ultimate's so huge, but he's just misplacing it and about to go down right now. As one more hit and he is done. Good barrier though, it's going to keep him alive. And this game, I'm surprised they're still in this fight. Why hasn't the Cold team finished him off? One more hit onto Oswald and he could be dead. Jolt's finally going down and one guy. I guess they were going for 3 down. In the count like dominoes, drop one, then another one, and another one within a second of each other. But, you know, GG, well played. 3-1 in favor of Team Donors by Heart. They are going to be advancing through the brackets, and a collective 14 TPS overall for one guy. Monstrous.
Dude, do you realize that was the first match we started with, and it just finally ended? That was insane. That just shows how close those matches were. I mean, you talk about 3-1s, 3-2s, 3-2s, and they were long fights, too. Like, most of those rounds, it lasted almost till sudden death half the time. And that just shows the, you know, the double tank, the beef ability, they just last so long, and it's really hard to get that entry-level kill. But I totally agree with you. They were not focusing DPS at all. You know, Scriff was just, he jumped in there, he went on there. I see Wisteria, you know, switch with them, and then all of a sudden Scriff's like, I'm bored, I'm going to hit someone else. And he just decided to walk away, and he's like, oh, okay, this guy looks pretty cool, so I'm going to hit this guy. And then, you know, Wisteria 15 seconds later spaces into him, you know, throws out the spell lock, and again, Scriff's like, I don't want to kill this guy, I want to get someone else down lower. And they kept doing that over and over, and they still won. So that just shows you how much damage they can just tank. And, you know, poor Malachor sitting back to hold down the right click as hard as he can, obviously, and just healing like a madman. And a lot of that had to do, obviously, with, you know, Battle Shout giving a helping hand there instead of Reflect, since Reflect wasn't so much of a factor there. So, Cass is going to get situated here to see what these teams' names are. I know Voodoo Nunya, I know they always play together, but they do seem to change their third a lot, and I have no idea about this Cold team. I have never seen this Cold team before, but they are an Inferno Online champion, so maybe that means something good.
Yeah,
I don't even, is that a tournament? I didn't hear about an Inferno Online tournament.
The charitable champion is when you donated to the cause for Japan. Like if you bought a champion edition, and it was tagged with, you know, the donations do go to Japan and all of the, you know, atrocities that have happened over there due to the tsunami and the earthquake. So, you know, it's
nuclear
good that
stuff now, Jesus Christ. And the nuclear stuff.
Yeah, the nuclear stuff.
Like, they can't win over there. Now there's gonna be a volcano next. It's be like, what the heck?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they have Mount Fuji, but regardless, you know, it's good that Bloodline Champions is, you know, and the developers are getting in contact with, you know, trying to do stuff with the community, trying to help out, you know, the global crisis situation. They're on top of it. They're not in just for all the money. They're willing to help contribute and to make the world a better place, I guess. I don't know if that's sort of an advertisement, but it just shows the devs are awesome. That's all I'm going to say. And then we have the Inferno Online champions, Vage, Minder, and Emerald.
Is Bjorn, is that I can't think of what country that's from.
I don't know. I'm from the Southeast
Kung
United
Fu
States.
Ice Bjorn? That's what their team name is. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. I'm sure Rexus would know. He's over there somewhere.
He's over there somewhere. Yeah, I mean, we do have you know, a lot of European players and watchers, so it's hard to keep track of everything. And you know, we're just stupid Americans commentating and whatever. We're just gonna keep this going as they are rocking out the triple bro fists on the Worm team. Nunia Voodoo and Hidden Beta sporting the fancy frog suit Ranid. I always like to see that costume. And then we have, you know, Bare Chest Spearmaster versus Dragon Gunner. So it's
just a quick thing. Bjorn means bear, so I guess it's Kung Fu Polar Bear. Kung
Fu Polar Bear. Aha, that is true. But I mean, they've done a really nice job on all of the modeling so far in this game in terms of weapons and, you know, costumes. But here we go. We're going to get this one started. And Taz, I think you need to take this one away, buddy.
All right, I'll take it away, and I'm looking forward to see what Spearmaster can do. You know, that's not Jack, as we've seen a couple of good ones in the past. You know, MTY, for instance. I have not seen this Cold team, as I've said before, so we'll see what they're able to do against this seasoned Worm team. They do play tournaments once in a great while. Nunia here on Seeker, already with an ultimate. We're going to see if he combos that newt arrow. I can't remember what it's called. It's marksman or something. But Spearmaster going all by himself right there in a really bad spot. And, you know, he's going to get taken advantage of. You know, one thing about Spearmaster, if he's by himself, he will drop really quickly unless he has all his outs available, and obviously he didn't. So, either way, it's a 2v3 situation. Worm team actually dropping about 50% each on them. And as you noticed, or maybe hear, the gunner now with the execute does make a lock and load noise. So it's very easy to tell when the execute is coming out. And in the meantime, the gunner is going to drop. So 1v3 situation. Emerald has no chance right here. And I don't know, what do you think of that change, Cast? You know, the gunner execute now, very easy to tell when it's coming as long as you have sound enabled.
Yeah, but it allows for mind games, more mind games. You know, you can actually cancel it before the sound, like after the sound goes, you still do have a time period where you can cancel your cast time. And so you can, you know, do the click click and then force maybe a trance or something like that, but not actually do it, so you can actually get in a good position and not use your execute at an improper time. You can even do it with full focus stacks. There is a teeny bit of a window to do it, but right now we're just going to talk about the game more than mechanics. It looks like, you know, Ranid's getting heavily pressured, already down to about 40% HP. Had to get other sided. This would be a good time to capitalize upon him. Minder needs to get on him right now, but Nunia is just going to be working on Amrad right here. They need that good support. Good illusion right there. Going to keep Minder out of the fight. Here we go. We got the marksman super ultimate coming out, and he is just going to be M1ing at execute range. Got Ice Arrow all the way focused out, and Voodoo coming in on the fight as well. Looks for a double spiritual link coming out pretty soon. No, not going to happen, but still the M1s take him out. Hidden Beta able to survive. Trying to chase the Ranid, very tough to do. You got to make sure you have plenty of CC to keep him down. They got him down to 40% because of burst. He just got back with an other side and just used his mobility to his advantage while Nunia was finishing things up with the Alchemist in the meantime. Always have to have that team awareness and presence. Help out your allies, especially a healer if they're in trouble, because they're not the most durable. And, you know, somebody like Nunia you can't take lightly.
Yeah, speaking of durable, Minder there pulling out a 3.0 TPS, so that just shows Spearmaster, when played well, does amazing, but when he gets focused like he's been getting, he's just getting wrecked right now. And right there, he's going to throw a whiffed harpoon and whiffed shuriken. That's huge energy gain going out the window right there. And again, look at this. He's by himself. And, you know, long-range heals coming out from Amrad, but they're almost not fast enough. As actually, he's going to be doing a good job on Nunia right here. And again, he's just going to be knocked back from Nunia, so good job from Nunia. Actually, he's going to be getting in there, though. Whirlwind going to be coming out, and Nunia is going to get other-sided. Nice job there from Voodoo, really putting him out of harm's way. But he's still not out of trouble yet, as he's going to illusion away. Marksman is enabled, and they're going to be throwing. Oh, what a goo! That was such a whiffed goo right there, not landing on a whole lot. But Amrad does get taken out, and without a healer now, the rest of the team's just going to crumble. And this has turned out to be a really quick 3-0 finish here. As you know, Vega is not baiting those executes at all, I've noticed. Yeah. Like, Nunia's waiting for it every single time with an illusion.
Yeah, that's true. He's not playing the mind games that you need to. Because you do have that sound, yeah, it's a bit harder to get him off onto, you know, targets that are not paying attention as much when you're in stealth. But, like, at the higher levels, you know an execute's coming if they're in stealth for the most part. But you have to use that sound to your advantage. In fact, I think it helps Gunner out in terms of what you want to do with the mind games, and it doesn't make the system quite as broken, because you don't know if he's just moving, you don't know if he's going to execute, you don't know if a mortar's going to come out or whatever after he moves a bit. I like the sounds because it's like, oh shit, he's executing, but then you actually stop it, and they still use the trance anyways. You're still able to move in your stealth, get a couple M1s and a disabling shot as soon as their cooldown's up, and
wow, what the heck is this? Psychopomp double gunner over here.
Double gunner? That's triple spell lock.
Triple spell lock, triple range.
Lock. Wow. I don't know how this is gonna go, because they don't have any stuns other than execute.
Rocket jump, I guess.
And rocket jump. I mean, they're unreliable. Unreliable.
Right. But at the same time, a well-placed soul bind right here would be huge damage on the whole team. Just think about a soul bind plus even just one execute, but two executes in a soul bind. That's going to be a lot of damage AoE, pretty much.
That is true, and that's something to think about. And fancy, but you know, the Worm team is going to have none of it. They know those kind of tricks, and they're not going to stand up for that. And Taz, let you take this one away. I took the last one, I believe.
All right, thank you, sir. As Nunia here going in aggressive on the Minder. You know, Minder knows they got no CC, or I'm sure he knows they got no CC over there, and Worm team taking full advantage of it. If Minder can't really sit back here and do the damage, then obviously the team's gonna be that much weaker. So they're gonna be going on here. Nunia already with an ultimate, trying to find someone to hit here. It's just gonna burn those abilities as fast as humanly possible now with that ability. And already here, look at Vage. He's going down right here, and he does go down. Heal's just not fast enough. Emerald, a one hit from death already. Minder's doing whatever she can, and it's just not enough. As Emerald trying to get away, not going to happen, and a 60 burst coming out from Voodoo with the Guardian Spear. So already, Double Gunner showing to be quite ineffective against this seasoned Worm team.
Yeah, 4.8 TPS, only 232 damage, and most of it was execute. I would like to see more M1.
Yeah, Gunner, you have to have M1, so lots of them.
Okay, to emphasize the importance of focus shot, the M1 from Gunner, the left click, you have a 1.8 second cast time on execute. If you get 3 stacks of M1, then your execute is reduced by 0.5 seconds, and great double illusion right there from Nunia, in fact. And as I was saying, it goes from a 1.8 second cast time to a 1.3, and that's absolutely huge, and you can get down more damage with M1 than you can just waiting around for execute. As this is going to be another wrap-up. I mean, you know, they're just dying on the Cold team because they're not playing as a team. They're not triple spell locking one character. They're not focusing their damage. I mean, Voodoo's taken some, Nunia's taken some, Hidden Beta's taken a little bit. Of course, it's very hard for Gunner to, you know, try and focus a Ranid, but that's the whole point of this, like, bursty comp, in my opinion, right? You triple spell lock somebody so they can't run away, and then you just line up the executes, the mortars, the, you know, everything else onto them afterwards, a spiritual link. But I don't know. I
don't think it'd be too bad if they actually put out more DPS than what they're doing. All they're really getting is their execute DPS, and with a lot of M1s, I think it changed a lot. Look at Minder here, though. Other sighting at 10% HP. He just got jumped on so badly right there, and Nunia is having none of it. He's not letting him get away. Goes on to him with the fire arrow. The ice arrow is going to follow, and he just cannot get away with Hidden Beta with the frog leap in. Cannot get those heals off. He's trying to heal as best he can. The other side comes out again. He's going to find a way out right here, but he's going to run into all 3 members of the team. Gunner's just not able to put out the whatever it is. They can't really take the focus off of Psychopomp right there, and as a result, Psychopomp's just getting chased around the entire map, and nothing he could really do about it. So that's going to be another quick 3-0, and that's going to be a victory there for the Warm team.
Yeah, Seeker, look how much damage he did. 1.3k, next person was 900. Nunia was playing a fantastic Seeker. I mean, you have to make sure that you don't trigger his illusion if you're on the opposing side. That it's so huge because it gets him in a position, it gets him out of the fight. I mean, he has the stealth mechanic, which some people say is broken and brings in RNG, but that's a question for council that they're debating right now and what to do with some stuff. But it sets up for the fire arrow, then he can ice arrow because you're just trying to run out of there and he can just throw it down no problem. And he just had more CC and the whole general warm side. You know, they had Ranid for the stun, could set up for fire arrow, the slows with the toxin bombs. And if you're going to go with a huge bursty comp like double Gunner Psychopomp, you have to make sure you are coordinated to a T and get that early advantage. Otherwise, they're just going to run all over you in time because the CCs will catch up. You'll get hit by something, maybe an ice arrow, maybe a toxin bomb. That's going to leave you slowed by 30%. Or, get you set up for a fire arrow. You're going to retreat, and the whole zoning pressure is going to fall apart onto you. But, yeah, that's enough, somewhat of analysis. Purple Fuzzy Bunny Club, if you notice, is going to be on the
BLG
team.
admins and
yeah,
and staff representing over here. We got Sobi1, owner of BLG, and Falgern, admin, with Sushi, who is an old-school BLC player. He's been on many teams in the past. He hasn't really been active lately. Usually it's him and BDRX and a random third person usually. And they just cannot seem to find that static third person they really need to stick into the competitive scene. But I don't know. I haven't seen Sobi play in a long time, so we'll see how this goes.
Well, Sobi, as you can see, and I'm going to rant on him because he's my boss, only grade 13. The guy plays rarely, only 182 victories, but, he's a nice guy, and he actually does play Igniter a little bit. He does play Psychopomp, but he doesn't trust himself healing in a high-level situation because he doesn't like all the pressure that comes out. Falgern, he deals mostly with the website. He gave us the dedicated server so that we can actually have the new BLG up and running, and it's a little bit quicker over there in Europe. And then Sushi, the slacker, of course, the emo Canadian, always, sporting this golden bro fist. They're going to be duking it out, representing BLG somewhat in this tournament scene. I know you haven't seen a lot of BLG staff or contributors in these tournaments, and so they just decided, why not? We'll just try and go for it. And they're going to be facing off against this unknown team, role players, with Oculus, Pharaon, and Gorn Ragnos. Not exactly sure what Gorn Ragnos is, but he is sporting that fancy halberd. The
antler halberd, I love that. Triple melee DPS, though, something to note from this Cold team. That's a lot of rush down ability.
Well, Astro is a healer, but yeah, he does have a lot of melee potential. And look at that, they're going to try and get on to Sobi1 right here. He's going to run around the corner and Living Flame for no reason, because he's just panicking at this point, not trying to really aim his abilities. And he's going to try and get some stuff reflected back into him. He's obviously the focus of the fight. I don't know. I guess he's just trying to get out there. They see that he's weak and he's not able to do a whole lot. So great axe right there. Going to stop that channeling of the Firestorm. Oculus doing a very nice job on the Falgrim right here. Going to get back into the fight. Nice mace stun onto Sushi. That's going to stop his ultimate. And Sobi does get an ultimate off, but for naught, as it looks like Falgrim could be going down right there with a Cyclonic Strike. Sobi1 just trying to face off against Pharaon, and a good Living Flame to mitigate some of that damage, but he could be going down very shortly, as it is a healer melee DPS versus 2 DPS classes. Yep, Sushi does go down. Great space in by Pharaon, and the Astronomer, such heavy burst potential with the space in to M1 combo. Very hard to get out of that damage, and it sets you up for so much else to get hit by.
Man, you're ragging on Sobi so bad.
Dude,
he didn't do that bad. He did 430. He did the most damage.
Dude, I rag on him because he's my boss, and I always have to yell at him to get stuff done. So I think it's just
this guy.
It's always good, you know. Shows how much dedication I have to the company.
Yeah, he actually didn't do that bad, considering, you know, he has to work more than he can play, obviously. So, you know, we'll see how he decides to keep going about that. And, you know, they were hoping Sushi could carry it through this fight, and they did get the first kill, but, you know, Cyclonic Strike a little too much for Falgrim to handle. And look at Falgrim right now. He's in a really bad spot. The triple melee just chased him around like a little puppy, and they just want to stomp that guy into the ground. But he's doing a good job so far, using those clarities, you know, pushing him away where they need to. And right now, he's just on the run the entire fight, while Sushi and Sobi are trying to put out that damage. Actually, he's going to get caught by that chains of Zex right there. Falgrim, nice goo right there. This could be big, but oh no, the Lighthouse is going to come out into Falgrim. He's going to low HP, but the ultimate from Sobi does come out. And I think he only got one. Maybe Gorn Ragnos took a shot of that right there. And Falgrim just getting M1 right now. That shield is going to be enough. It's going to get stunned in their face. And Falgrim is going to go down, though. There's just too much pressure right now on Falgrim. They're absolutely... A nice volcano from Sobi right there, though, actually. And they're going to try and get this, maybe the ending kill on Oculus, but not going to happen, as Pharaon is going to space in, get that triple healing with that space, and that's going to be that. So 2-0 here for the Cold team. And, you know, they're not looking too bad, I'm going to have to say. They're not looking horrible.
Well, not looking horrible. Yeah, the Cold team, this Astronomer, very well played. He is playing a more defensive Astronomer, though. Only 608 healing, 164 damage. I know Foda and Zant love to play much more aggressive with an Astronomer, because that damage potential is so huge. It turns the tide of the fight in your favor so quickly, because you get that M1 off. It applies that huge debuff for, you know, significant slow as well as damage reduction. But here we go. We're going to see Oculus go in, as well as Gorn Ragnos. And Pharaon just going to be walking around, taking some damage. Didn't really M1 Sushi when he was close by. Going to snag that rune. Going to jump back into the fight, see where he can do some healing. I'd like to see him throw out a Moonburst or a Stone. Yep, there it is. Going to be on the Sobi1. Stop that channeling effect. Good presence of mind and good map awareness right there. As it looks like they're going to be keeping the pressure up with this Ravener spinning in. Going to try and get onto Falgrim, but gets punted away. And Sushi, great Runic Confusion right there. Going to get everybody on the Cold team amplified and reducing their damage as well. So Pharaon going to use the Lighthouse. Falgrim could be in trouble, but he's just going to run away. And good job right there. The goo did whip, and it didn't really hit anybody. And it looks like the Worm team might actually take a round, as they are, you know, coordinating and body blocking for each other. Good Volcano by Sobi1 right there. Good sleep onto Pharaon. Not going to touch him, but uh-oh, this could be a little bit of a counter. I think the Worm team's messing up. They're making mistakes. And good Stone right there, but oh no. What was the Guardian thinking? No heals were going to be able to come out. He just went in against Falgrim and Sushi, and that did not end in a pretty situation. So one round does go to, you know, what is their name? Purple Fuzzy Bunny Club?
Yeah, something I'm sure Sobi came up with. I'm pretty... But actually, the Guardian had no trance, I can't think of what the hell it's called right now, but he had no trance, and he just took a triple Firestorm straight up point blank, and he just couldn't get a hit on Sobi, so Sobi just kind of melted him into a gooey pile of death, so that's how that was going to end. So Gorn kind of overplaying a little bit, maybe being a little bit too cocky, but already nice axe there, getting a decent energy gain on the Fulgrim and Sushi. And, you know, Sobi kind of by himself here, but, you know, he's doing a good job of staying with his team. He's going to go all the way to the middle, get that rune. That could be a kind of a misplay. But, you know, he does have that much closer to an ulti now. And Fulgrim is in all kinds of trouble right now. Stuck in the corner, plus the Lighthouse. Talk about overkill right there. That may as well have been a healing Lighthouse. And when I say Lighthouse, I definitely am talking about, you know, Astro's ultimate, but that's what we've been calling it forever. So, you know, they're just going to heal up here. This is going to be an easy round for the Cold team, and it's all about Fulgrim getting triple a DPS done. And is Oculus going crazy for you?
Yeah, he is sort of spazzing out. I noticed that when observing a game. Ravner, I'm not sure when it happens, maybe during a spinning strike, but tries to, you know, keep the person in position, and he is just having a good time doing a little bit of a merry jig over there, as it is going to be...
Jig, jeez. Looks like he's having a seizure.
Well, yeah, jig, seizure, close enough, right?
Oh my god. St. Patty's Day was yesterday, you're going to talk like that? Come on.
No, it was 2 days ago, buddy. 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, 2 days ago.
Come on, get your dates straight.
All this work, man. This is killing me. Work's been killing me lately, I tell you what.
But not too bad from both teams, in fact. Role players actually seems to be stepping up their game a little bit. I'm not sure how their triple DPS will work against higher up teams, but hey, they got the same grade as me, grade 17, and triple DPS, well not triple DPS, but triple melee is actually very good. You can, if you get in at the right time, really screw up those ranged comps because you just always have that huge pressure. Melee characters have the highest move speed in the game now that Nomad did get nerfed. He is no longer at 170, he's at 165. So, you know, you can keep the pressure up, especially with good spacing and abilities. You've got Ravner for great chase ability and also punting out other people from the fight. And if Pharaon gets in a little bit more aggressive, they could lock this down even quicker than they have. So we'll have to see what the Worm team's going to do about it. Maybe a couple bit more knockbacks could happen from Sobi 1. Sushi might have to throw Barrier out a little bit more onto Falgrim. And they all try and collapse at the same time, as my phone did go off, and that was Foda just trying to text me saying, how's it going, buddy? So I'm going to throw that away.
What's up, buddy?
we are going to go on to this next map. It is going to be 1-0 in favor of the Cold team, so let me update that on the scoreboard.
Uh-oh, Sushi going with a little bit more cheese, maybe more control there with the Thorn. You know, it's a little easier to carry with Thorn, as they're very potentially... They have the potential to last a long time as Thorn. You know, if you use your R ability correctly, you know, kite with your M2 with the fungal spores. You know, you got the seed as well to, you know, lock down somebody for a couple seconds. So we'll see what he decides to do with that. So when Fulgrim are going to stick onto their Igniter and Alchemist respectively. And obviously the cold composition is going to stay the same, as they did do a great job of winning. So might as well stay with what works, unless you're, you know, the pro players decide to change it sometimes, depending on what team it is, aka Mushin, Cough. But here we go with Sushi, just, you know, going in there aggressive, 1v3, throwing out the M1s, getting those heals up. But look at Fulgrim here. He's getting crushed right now, as, wow, nice barrier. That barrier barely saved his life right now, but he is deep wounding down. And actually that cleave is going to be the end of Fulgrim right there from that armor break spacebar. And already a 2v3 situation. They do have double ultimates available, but I don't see a whole lot coming out of this one. Actually, space into a dead roots right there. Nice job. But that lighthouse will go right through it, as it is not a projectile. It is a laser projectile missile thing on the jig, sort of. But, you know, Sobi in all kinds of trouble right here. Nice space out of that chains. That chains probably would have killed him, but the giant axe is going to punch him in the face, and that's going to be that. So, Sushi's last man standing again. And the funny thing about Thorn is they can last a long time, even against 3 players, and that's not going to matter because he doesn't have R up. So, easy round there for the Cold team. Well fought, but you know, Fulgrim, when he dies like that, he just... They got to find some way to take the pressure off Fulgrim. I don't know what they got to do, but they got to do something.
You know what I want to see Sobi 1 do?
Volcano
No,
Fulgrim?
he got a new EX. It's the, like, volcanic ash. I'm not brushed up on it, but I tested it out in the QA, and it actually creates a big area of where you and your allies can be invis inside of it, so maybe that can help take off pressure from Falgren, and if Sobi does get 40 energy, he can use EX Living Flame and help out with that. But here we go, Falgren just taking a lot of back hits. He's not trying to, heal up. He's not trying to use anything else. No sleeps coming out from him. There it is. He's gonna just try and run away. Sushi's gonna try and take the pressure off of him, but no, Sobi1 just gets his ultimate a little bit too late. They did get the counter kill though while I was talking about that. Sushi needs to use his ultimate right now, but decides to heal up with those treacherous roots. Good play right there. Here comes the ultimate, and he's gonna miss the pull, but the fungal spores gonna wrap things up as Gorn Ragnos is the only one left. And great play right there. I didn't see them get the counter kill until a little bit later, but they did get it off. And actually, another round goes for the Warm team. It's going to be 1-1 for the ridiculous name team of Purple Fuzzy Bunny Club. Don't blame me about that, guys. Sobi1 and Sushi are a little bit crazy. So,
Loco en la cabeza, etc.
Si, senor.
Cast the part Mexican guy over here.
Spanish, sir. Spanish.
Ever.
Do not confuse Castilian Spanish with Mexican. Anywho.
But again, they're just going to be jumping on Falgren. Look at all the Gorn and Oculus just going straight for him, kind of like a beeline, straight for Falgren. And Falgren did a great job there, burying himself. The clarity came out around the corner and everything. And look at Sobi1 drop right there. Holy cow. I guess once they went off Falgren, they decided, Sobi, just get that little guy. And, Midget stopped right there on the Sobi1. And he's going down. It's already a 2v3 situation. The Lighthouse already coming out, and Farron's really favoring that Lighthouse. And what the heck did they just scream for? Did someone just taunt? Yeah, I think a taunt just came out of something because I just heard someone scream, but no one died. So, Sushi's doing what he can, but nice pull right there to take the pressure off Falgren. See, stuff like that is what's going to keep Falgren alive. If Sushi can keep doing that, and almost a triple mudwalk right there, they're just keeping him alive as long as possible. Dead Roots come out. Falgren's able to go beyond the roots, but Oculus is going to jump over and smash his face in with those big old heavy thumpers, I think, is what they just added to the shop. So, nice cosmetic change there for the Ravener. Has big old hammers now. And that's going to be that again. So, Cold Team, stick it in there where it counts, and they're going to take another round.
Sobi1, let's see what kind of damage he did. He had a Firestorm and Fireball, Ignite, and Living Flame. He did not use Crippling Fire at all that match and hit it, so that's one of his biggest abilities. It's instant, you can walk while doing it, so there's no reason to absolutely miss it when somebody is in melee range for you. So here you go, we're going to see Sobi1 just, throw it out and miss the Crippling Fire. That could have taken Oculus off of him. Right now he's just going to use Firestorm in the back, try and get a little bit of damage off, try and cover Sushi and Falgren, who are taking the heat right now, but, he's just running out, going to get the rune. Let's see what he does with it. Maybe he uses the EX so his abilities or allies can be stealth. Good Volcano, trying to help out Falgren. Not going to happen as the Cyclonic Charge does come out, and I think he is going to bleed to death. No, one more M1, he's going down. In the meantime, Sobi1 went down in all that chaos. Didn't even see him go down. He went down so quick. And
yeah, they crumbled bad right there. Really bad.
Missing abilities is probably the worst thing you can do in Bloodline Champions. There's two things, I would say, primarily in Bloodline Champions that are holding a lot of players back. One, aiming and practice aiming with a particular Bloodline so that you don't miss. If you miss, especially on Alchemist... Alchemist is a huge example. If you miss a sleep or a deadly injection, you're screwed. Like, that's it. Unless you get team support, you've already lost this 1v1 fight against somebody else.
Well, assuming they're melee pressure.
Yeah, assuming they're melee pressure. And then two, dodging. Like, active dodging. I mean, you can get away from a lot of damage just by, juking left, juking right, and not getting hit by the end caps and things like that. Now, the tricky part is combining them, all three. I mean, you might be able to hit, but if you can't dodge, then, well, you're going to die anyways, and you're just going to yell at your teammates and be like, dude, I got 13.6 TPS. Like, where were you guys? Yeah, you didn't dodge, buddy. It's your fault. But to actively hit and target while you're actively dodging and managing the cooldowns of everybody on the field is vastly important. So we just saw... Sobi1 right there, he was trying to cover for his teammates, and he was doing a good job with the Volcanoes, but he was missing his Crippling Fire in the beginning and just sort of, panicking a little bit. And it happens because if you don't play all the time, because Sobi works really hard, and I know I'm ranting on him right now, but he's just a good case and a good person to beat up on. So, just
I'm
trying
not
to
doing
focus,
that.
just got to focus on the emphasis of actually hitting your abilities and dodging at the same time and not spamming them out. That's what you see in top tier players. They don't just spam stuff out. They always use it for a specific purpose.
Indeed, sir. And again, we're gonna have Nunu, Voodoo, and Nunya back here on stage against this unknown cold team now. I don't notice this cold team either. Do you know? You got names for these guys?
I do not have names for these guys. Rexus is
So Tantrum, that's what we saw before in Warm Team. And I guess Troller Coaster is the cold team.
Troller Coaster, huh? All right, well.
So we'll see if they actually do, troll. I mean, they don't have any, Charlie Sheen titles, so I'm debating whether